glad you guys came back for another week of SquareMax Customs. We got the LB7 Duramax build back. Oh, hey there! I'm glad you guys came back for another week of SquareMax Customs. We got the LB7 Duramax build back in here. We've been neglecting her, unfortunately, so figured it's probably time to pull her back in and do something. You know, we're sort of winging it here, just building a puzzle as we go. But yeah, check it out. We got to take the motor mounts off from the gas engine. And I'm going to pull the horns off, probably the plate down there. This is a lot smaller than the Duramax was. So we might have to massage this a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe a relief cut like here and just, you know, massage it in. Probably pull some of the dustpan or the heat shield. Fuel lines we got to take off. There's a lot of stuff to take off. And then I don't know what we're going to do in here yet. We might have to cut this. Maybe we can make our mounts weld to this or bolt to it or whatever. We got to build a tranny pan or a tranny mount, my bad. I think we're just going to drop the front chunk. I don't know if the oil pan will clear, but we do have a lift kit. So we can always put the lift in and then the front chunk will be down, whatever, 4 or 5 inches. So that'll save us. This has to be changed. Probably change the whole steering column eventually, but that's a different video. Really, this video, we want to see if we can test fit the Duramax and the Allison in here. What all we have to massage and, you know, finagle and grind and cut and weld, and we just want to get it set in there and sort of test fitted. Maybe finagle some scrap metal together to build a somewhat motor mount. So here's something cool that I didn't know. The motor and tranny that was in this truck is actually offset to the passenger side. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if you can see in the thing, but it's like almost 2 inches further out that way than this mount is from here. And from here to the edge is about 2 inches smaller than this side. So now I'm just telling you what I'm seeing on a tape measure and looking at. I'm probably wrong, but you know, you could all go look it up if you're that curious. Well, that was a lot of fun. Look at all that more room we got. I still gotta pull the fuel lines, but I don't want to stink the garage out yet. Part of the exhaust off, motor mounts, some more brackets for the front diff. Look at how thick that is. It's crazy. This is shiny under here. It's nasty. I washed this truck twice. Well, I apologize that I got you guys on fast play a lot right off the bat, but it's like 100 degrees in Florida already, so I had to have the AC on in the shop. I turn the AC on, it starts warming up real fast in here. So, we don't need this cruise control box for the Duramax. We're probably going to use like 99% of the Duramax stuff or whatever ran it. So we're just cleaning up the firewall a little bit better. I think our big thing this week is to test fit it in here and maybe get some motor mounts built. That would be really great. Roughed in. That'd be phenomenal. And maybe a tranny mount so we see where we're going. But yeah, stay tuned. Let's see what else we can get done. I forgot to mention it, but we're building this truck as a budget build. I mean, for any of you following, you already know, but for anybody new to the channel, we're going to build this truck for under $5,000. That's with the Duramax diesel swap and with a 6-inch suspension lift because we found one on Marketplace. But that's besides the point. And we took some more stuff off. More electrical and, I mean, a whole bunch of electrical. Stuff we didn't need. AC stuff we do need. It's just, I got to mend the two. I don't know what I'm doing yet. That's why it's off. But check it out. We're down to $2,296 in this truck with the engine, with the new injectors, with the CP3 pump, with the lift kit, and with this truck. And we still have a frame and axle and tires from the other truck to sell. So we'll cut that budget build down a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, we still got a bunch of stuff to buy for this thing, but that's pretty cool to be $2,200 and some change into it already. Oh, hey guys, we got to get back on this build. It's like a week later. I ended up stripping a whole nother Duramax for a guy because he wanted the frame, a Craigslist junkie as I like to call him. Wanted the frame and cab, and he was a no-show blow-off type of guy. But what do you expect? That's the way it goes. But in the meantime, I had to push this out, push it back in, and yeah, we're running out of time. So we really got to try to fit this Duramax engine in the OBS and see if we can at least make a mock-up motor mount or something. I'm not sure, but I got the chain on here, got the motor over here, garage is cleaned back up again. Try to keep your shop cleaned. It's ridiculous to trip over shit all the time. We're gonna use the old engine hoist, you know, the one that goes down as fast as it goes up. However you wanna say that. She's going in, just like really tight. I guess this still had some tranny fluid in it. My favorite. This thing slowly goes down, so we're just gonna let the jack slowly go down and we'll push it a little bit more. Just the stowage. Still promised it. Cool. She's wide, huh? Yeah, this frame ain't as wide. Crush these brake lines in a minute. It's okay, we'll fix them later. Just like always, nothing new. jack that down there, bro. Hit the big red button. You see it, the big red paddle? Yep. Yep. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Keep going. Yep. Hold up. Yeah. What are we hitting in here? Anything like that? Oh, the whole floor. When did you go up? Oh no, that's probably not good. Hold on, let me think. A little bit. Woo-hoo. I'm gonna cut that damn mount off. That's what's gonna happen. But then we're gonna have to weld something back up in there. What about you go back down? Oh, that's the button on the bottom.
The little black one?
Yeah. Yeah, press her hard. Yeah, where are you? She not fitting. No freaking way. Oh, cut the mounts off. I think.
Yeah, she's rubbing on it again.
Right here. I don't want to cut them. I think there's a lot of structure right there. So if we cut it, we gotta weld something back in there. Funny thing is, we should be like right here, so we're actually, the mount shouldn't bother us once we get down in there.
Get in there. It's just...
You guys see what we're talking about? You're just looking at the back of my head. I might have to trim this mount right here and right here. But once the motor and everything goes back, we should be somewhere in here, I think. I'm guessing. Because we probably got, I don't know, 7 inches or so. It should be further back. I don't know. Well, we'll cut that in a minute if we have to. We can always weld it back in, right? No biggie. We can pull a sensor. We can pull more stuff. We're not really hitting up here, though. I don't know what it wants.
She's tight in there.
She's tight, that's for sure. I don't know. All right, well, stay with us. I don't know if any of you caught that, but I got a little aggravated at the end and just let her go. I don't know what broke yet, but she fell in crooked, but she's in there. And at this point, that's all that matters to me. Sometimes you wonder why you do the stuff you do. Well, the motor's just sitting in there. It's gonna go back further. But I'll tell you my biggest worry, I don't want to build or buy a drive shaft, so what I'm hoping to do, probably won't work, but I'm gonna go pull out my drive shaft and the transfer case and everything, get some measurements and see where the motor and everything should sit. That way, hopefully I can just bolt the drive shaft in. We don't have to make one or have one made. I can't make one. We can weld it up and hope it's level or straight or balanced or whatever, but that probably won't work. And then we're gonna pull the old motor mounts off. We're not even gonna use those. I got these broken motor mounts, so we got a template. And then we got the motor mounts from the 5.7 from that frame, so we got a template. So I figured we could get 2 pieces of steel, or we could cut these things up, and then, you know, wherever it falls, we have all this miscellaneous metal to make the bracket hit the bracket. And then at least they can unbolt and blah, 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 blah. So here's the cool thing, though. This is the tranny cross member from the K2500, and this is the tranny mount from the Allison. Look at that. I mean, I feel like our life's gonna get easy there, except my life's never that easy, so knowing our luck, we're probably gonna have to cut this thing all the way down here. It'll probably be too high or something. It's not gonna just slide in there, but maybe that'll be really cool if it all fits in there and we can just drill 4 new holes and bolt it to the frame. That'll be the easiest tranny mount we ever made. Like I said, man, well, we got all this stuff. We got more metal laying around. This just nice, thick, miscellaneous metal that I had from other mounts and other stuff that was made. So I'm gonna climb under there. I gotta get some measurements. We got a lot of work left to do. It's not even close. But if we can get some motor mounts and a training mount sort of roughed in, half welded up, made by the end of this video, that would be phenomenal. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll do another will it run on something else. Those videos seem to do better. Well, I built training mount. It actually wasn't too bad. The OBS transmission mount slides up inside the C-frame and bolts on top of it, where the 2002 Duramax one bolts to the bottom. Unfortunately, the OBS frame's wider, so I had to use the OBS one, and I couldn't go on top of the frame, but all I had to do was go on the bottom of the frame, and so far everything went in the same spot. The downfall is, I think either way we're going to have a drive shaft made. The Duramax rear end has like a counterweight on the end of the rear end, and I think the rear end's just slightly longer where the yoke is. So with that being said, we'll worry about the drive shaft later. And the Allison transmission bolted up where the 4L80 used to bolt up, just with the mount underneath, and that was it. It's underneath. I'll try to bring you guys under and show you. It was hard to record under the truck. I'm sure any of you that's tried to even take a picture under a truck understands. Whoa! Let's see if it's... Oh, right here, look. So this mount should go up inside the frame. All we did is put it on the bottom. Now the Duramax ones, I'll show you the bracket, have a little bracket that go right here on the newer trucks to hold this as security or whatever. I have them, so we're gonna drill a hole and we'll put that in. But I gotta tighten the bolts. It's all loose, but it's all in place. I didn't have to drill any holes so far. Now I don't know if the transfer case is gonna go on there and fit, and we're pretty tight to the floor, but there's a little clearance there. But it don't really matter if there's transfer case issues and we don't have the clearance. The torsion bar here is gonna end up getting dropped down, I don't know, I'd have to guess 4 inches or so, I'd say the bracket is, because we do have a lift kit for this. I don't really want to lift it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to. Hold on with me. We're gonna have to fit the front chunk back in. So we're a little tight right here. Like, I could just fit a piece of paper through there, but I could still go up a little bit with the motor if I have to. Or what I'm thinking is we can slightly trim this. I don't know what's under the oil pan. I've been in here, I just don't remember. If we can massage it maybe, just slightly rub it, crease it, something with a hammer and make her miss it. It's not a lot. All we need is a little clearance, like a half inch. Half-inch clearance is a half-inch. We're gonna go with solid motor mounts. I don't see what the big deal with that is. And if we break them, we'll come back and worry about that when that time comes. So we shouldn't have a crazy amount of movement. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna do. Oh. Boy, a lift would be nice. So as far as the passenger side motor mount, it pretty much lines up right with this plate. So I don't see it being too big of a deal. We'll probably make a plate that we can bolt back where the original motor mount went from the 2000. And we'll use a broken motor mount from a Duramax, and we'll cut it so it bolts to the motor and it's already whatever. It's got all the forms and everything to miss everything. And then we'll weld from there to here. Perfect. Well, to the plate that bolts in. That way our motor mounts still come out. So this side, it's gonna sit, I don't know if you can see down in there, but the motor mount's gonna sit more back here. So we'll do a flat plate, real thick, and we'll make it extra long. We'll put the same thing, the Duramax mount on the motor, and then we'll work from the motor mount, the old factory broken motor mount, work from that down to the steel plate. We'll make the steel plate bolt, so like we said, we can take the motor mount out if we want. If there's ever an issue, we just take the mount out and we make a new mount that matches all the same things as the old mount, just upgraded. And like I said, we'll get some more of this rubber off, but these are broken motor mounts, but they bolt to the engine perfectly fine. They already got everything. So why make a plate when I got one? No sense wasting time. These are the so-called good motor mounts. Look at that one's already broken. I don't know what it is. Almost all Duramaxes have a broken motor mount. But yeah, I apologize for not recording a lot. It's been hot. I gotta turn the AC off, otherwise it buzzes in the background. So you guys get some fast play. This will probably be a quick video. All right, here's the mount. I forgot to show you. This is the mount that would, I guess, help the torsion bar, the transmission mount stay up in place, like, too far back. Boom, just like that. Drill a hole, and it's just like a safety thing. I also think I'm gonna drill 2 more holes anyway, so it'll have like 5 on it altogether. That thing ain't going nowhere. And I just rewatched the dang footage, and you guys couldn't see anything, so. There's the driver's side. Like I said, the mount will bring way back here. You know, the plate back here. The motor mount's back here. It would almost miss everything. But we'll bolt it back to the motor, and the plate will be back here, and we'll weld from there down. Boom, take the plate out, and we can clean it up. I'll bring it under the truck because, like I said, I just realized you guys couldn't see nothing. But I got a flashlight. It's not the best, but... I had a nice DeWalt flashlight, but I don't know, it broke. But this is the tranny mount. Like I said, it would go inside the frame, but underneath it works. It's fine, don't worry about it. And here's the actual tranny mount itself. They're all loose, but everything's in line. Even down here. Can you see up in there? Look, I didn't even have to drill holes there. They were already slotted. So that was pretty cool. It all worked out. Whoop. Not too bad. Oh, look at this. Maybe you can see the clearance with a flashlight. Well, I mean, you gotta take my word for it. There's clearance there. It'll be fine. So here's what I got. I laid out just a rectangle-ish looking thing here. We're gonna cut it. This will be where... This piece will be the piece that bolts to the frame. And then this mount, after we cut it here, and we cut that off, this will bolt to the engine. And then we'll just build, you know, from here to there. It'll work. But I'm gonna get, this stuff's thick. Like real thick. I was trying to find something maybe a little thinner, because, well, time. Takes a lot more time than cutting disc. But either way, I'll put you on fast play. You guys can watch me cut some stuff. Oh yeah, look at this old drill press. Now, I bought this thing like, I think I bought 3 of them like 2 years ago. They just been sitting. I don't ever use them. I'm an idiot. I just use the dang old drill and a drill bit and drill the hole crooked and waller it out and make it work. But I went and dug it out yesterday and blew it all out, cleaned it up and got it working. Maybe it'll make my life easy. Well, that was not a lot of fun. But look at this thick giant mount. She's all drilled out, so she'll bolt to the frame. And we cut everything down and somewhat ground it. We can clean it up better after we get it under there. And boy, this thing made life easy but miserable at the same time. But you know, we fixed it. We just welded her solid. Look at that beautiful redneck bead. It's like jewelry. and a mess. It's always a mess. But yeah, that was fun. Guess that's what you get for buying used tools, huh? So I'll get this bolted on down there on the frame, and we'll get one of these bolted on the motor, and then I guess we'll start, you know, building our very own puzzle pieces. I don't know how well you can see down in there, but there's our engine mount up here. I don't know, my dang hand's in the way. Up top, and there's our plate. So we just need a couple little pieces to go from the engine mount to the plate. See, this is why I can't record this, guys. I don't know how to get in here. I'm not a professional video recorder. But look, there's not much. It's perfect. That clears. There's lots of room there. Oh, the steering shaft clears too. It's almost like it was meant to be. Well, here's our two pieces. This will connect one side, and then this one's gonna slide in like that, and yeah, it'll connect the other side. This side we'll trim down when we get it done. Round your corners, it makes them look a little more, I don't know, professional instead of completely hack. Not that we're not hacking stuff up here, it makes it look a little bit better. Like I said, once we pull the mount back off, we'll trim this side. And then we can always re-support the mount better on the other two sides if I want, once we pull it out to weld it better. I think if we pull it back out, you never know. Who knows? We'll see. I'm gonna weld this. Well, she's tacked, hopefully enough that when we take it out, you know, our crappy redneck welds don't break, and we can fix them up when it gets out here. Weld it up better. Because I am no welder. Whew. Tip of that welder's hot, just burnt my other hand. But as long as they hold till we get it out. What's the old saying go? A grinder will make me the welder I ain't? Something like that. Alright, here's what we got for this side. We got the engine mount bolted back up there, and I got a metal plate drilled out and bolted down to the frame. So same thing as the other side, we just gotta go boom to boom and boom to boom or however, and then we'll take it out and go weld it up a little bit better on the counter. So this one, it's really not that bad. The other side was a little tighter, but that's fine. Alright, here's what we got for this side. This is our bottom plate. I only had to drill 2 holes in it. These 2 lined up, the rest are extra. It is what it is, it's what I had laying around. So that's gonna go there. I believe this piece will go something like this. And this piece is gonna go be something like that. I know, it looks funny. Let me get it welded in there. Oh, that always sucks. I ran out of wire. Ugh. Oh well. Well, I mean, she's tacked in there. We'll get her out, fix her up a little bit. Well, there's our goofy looking mount. I mean, I want to put something in here, but and I want to weld that up, but they're sort of welded up. This one I laid a big old nasty redneck glob on there. She's pretty tight. The only problem is the old freaking Lincoln seized up, and it's not seized up right here with the wire. The damn motor in here seized up. Junk. So yeah, I guess this might be like a short video because, you know, I got to come up with some money to buy another cheap welder. But, I mean, I can bolt this back in, and she's going to hold. She'll hold the motor in there just fine. She just, I can't finish welding it up right now. I can't build gussets or whatever. So, but yeah, I'll just show you guys. Life sucks sometimes. Old loin gen. I even waited an hour. I tried beating on it. You guys probably can't see it, but something's not happy. Every time I pull that trigger, my lights flicker down, takes all the energy. We got 100 amp out here. That should be more than enough for that little thing. Oh well, I guess I'll slide these things back in. At least we can move them blocks, and I'll put a couple bolts in, and at least the motor, you know, it's there. We'll push it outside and start on a different project tomorrow. Well, fellers and fellettes, and whoever else is watching out there, you know, aliens and robots, this has been the week that nothing's going right, you know. So the engine hoist, that thing goes down as fast as you can pump it up, which makes it hard to put motors in and out. It's nice when the wifey comes out and helps. She'll dang jack the hell out of that thing, keep it up in there while I'm yanking and jerking and everything else. That didn't sound very appropriate. Whatever. And then, you know, the old drill press, that thing didn't work real well. I'm sure if you go back and see it, the head fell off of it, the little adjuster piece busted. She's working now. We fixed her, little rednecky. And then the welder, man. The welder crapped the bed. And being a redneck, you know, I did take it apart and try to look at it, but I'm not zapping the crap out of myself. She's broken, but we got them roughed in. Well, if you want, you can make fun of my welds. They're nothing special, but it's gonna hold. I do want to put a gusset somewhere in here, but for now, I'm just gonna bolt these things back in. You know, bolt them all back in, and at least the motor and training are bolted in the truck. I think that's about it this week. I think I've broken enough tools. Yeah, I don't know. Come back next week, guys. I think next Friday we're gonna take a break from this again. And where is it? Can you see? Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry, but we got another Duramax project maybe we'll bring in, see if we can get running. Sitting for a couple years, went to the mechanic shop, and came back worse than it went to the shop, I guess. Downfall, you know, they left the turbo tube and half the engine apart. Well, an eighth of it, who knows? We'll get to that next week if you guys come back to watch. Appreciate everybody. Like, share, and leave a comment. Talk to you later.